Good afternoon, students. So, we are discussing about Bayes theorem. So, last class we have discussed the theory related to Bayes theorem. Let us see the exercise based on this. 13.3. Question number 1. An urn contains 5 red and 5 black balls. A ball is drawn at random, its color is noted and is returned to the urn. Moreover, 2 additional balls of the same color are drawn or put into the urn. Then the ball is drawn from at random. What is the probability that the second ball is red? Okay. So, urn means like bag. Okay. So, an urn contains 5 red and 5 black balls. Suppose this is a box containing 5 red and 5 black balls. Okay. Now, a ball is drawn at random, its color is noted. Now, from this urn, we are taking one ball and the color of the ball is noted, and then it is returned to the urn. Moreover, 2 additional balls of the color drawn are put into the urn. So, whatever the ball we are drawing, we are replacing back, and whatever the ball we have drawn, that same color, 2 additional balls we are putting into this box, and then a ball is drawn at random. So, after putting 2 more balls of the same color, now we are taking one more ball. What is the probability that the second ball drawn is red? Okay. So, actually we are drawing 2 balls here. Now, in the first draw, what we are doing, from this we are taking one ball. Okay. Now, what can be the color of the ball? First draw. In the first draw, it may be red or it may be black. Okay. When we are taking the ball from the first draw, it may be red or it may be black. Suppose it is red. If it is red, now what we are doing? So, here we are adding 2 more balls of this red color. So, what is the total number of red colors now? It is 7 red balls and 5 black balls. Now, from this we are taking one more ball, it is a second draw. Or the first one is black, maybe it can be black also. If it is black, now what we are doing? We are adding 2 more black balls to the box. So, here it is 5 red balls and 7 black balls. Now, from this we are doing second draw. Understanding? So, the second draw, it depends on first draw, what we are drawing in the first draw. It may be red or black. If it is red, now we are adding 2 more red balls. So, there are 7 red balls and 5 black balls. Now, from second draw, we are interested in getting a red ball. So, here also we are interested in getting red ball. Understanding the problem? So, what we are drawing in the second draw, it depends on the first draw, and we are interested in getting this second ball as red. Now, in how many ways we can get the second ball as red? In 2 cases. The first ball is red, if the first ball is black. So, we are finding the total probability of occurrence of red ball in these 2 cases. So, from this problem, what you have to understand is, we are applying the theorem of total probability. Okay. So, red ball may have occurred in this case or it may have occurred in this case. We are interested in finding the total probability here. Understand? So, we are applying the theorem of total probability here. So, first let us define the 2 events. Now, what are the 2 events? The first draw is giving red ball or the first draw is giving black ball. So, let us take, let E1 is the event of getting red ball in first draw. Now, it may not be always red. In the first draw, we may get a black ball also. E2 is the event of getting black ball in first draw. Okay. So, what is the probability of E1 here? Now, for first draw there is no condition. Total there are 10 balls we are selecting one ball, so it is 10c1 is nothing but 10. And how many are in favor to getting red ball? For the first draw it is 5 by 10, which is 1 by 2. And probability of getting the first ball as black. Okay, if I am taking a black ball, so what is the total? We have 10, in that 5 are black, so again it is 1 by 2. Okay, so we may get red ball or we may get a black ball in the first draw. Now in these two cases, we are adding the two more balls of the same color which we have drawn in the first one. Now we are interested in getting the second ball as red. Okay, so we have to define another event. Okay, now this event is common to E1, E2. It may occur in E1 or it may have occurred in E2. So let us take A is the event of getting red ball in second draw. Okay, A is the event of getting red ball in the second draw. So this is the event we are interested here. Okay, this is the probability of event we are interested. So this can occur in two cases. Okay, if the first ball is red or if the first ball is black. Okay, so here the probability of getting second ball as red okay, probability of getting second ball as red if first ball drawn is red. Okay, probability of getting second ball as red if the first ball drawn is red is, what is the notation I can write here? Probability of, we are interested in getting red ball in second draw if first ball drawn is red. If we already know that first ball drawn is red, it is a P of A given E1. Okay, what is the notation I can write? P of A given E1 means getting second ball as red if we know that first ball is red. If first ball is red, now we are adding two more balls of the red color. Okay, now we are adding two more balls of the red color means what is the probability of getting red color now? How many total are there? Like this. Now if the first ball is red, now we are adding two more balls of red color. So there are total 7 red and 5 black balls if the first ball drawn is red. Okay, so how many are in favor now? Total is 12, in that 7 are in favor. Probability of getting second ball is red if the first ball drawn is red, it is P of A given E1, it is 7 by 12. And now the red ball we may draw in second case also if the first ball drawn is black. Now we are keeping two more black balls, still we can get a red ball in second draw. So probability of getting second ball as red if the first ball drawn is black. What is the notation? Probability of getting event A given that first ball drawn is black. So P of A given E2. Now when we are drawing first black ball in the first draw, now we are adding two more black balls. Red ball remains same, 5 only. Now there are 7 black balls. Okay, so total is again same, 12 only. In that how many are in favor to getting red ball? Now there are only 5 red balls, so it is 5 by 12. Understand? So getting second one as red in these two cases. Okay, first one is red or first one is black. So by knowing these two, now what we are interested? We are interested in what is the probability that second ball is red. So we are interested in getting P of A. Okay, so how can I get P of A? Note down this. We require probability of A we are interested in, okay, getting second one as red. So how do we get P of A? By using theorem of total probability. By the theorem of total probability, P of A can be written as P of E1 into P of A given E1 plus P of E2 into P of A given E2. It may have occurred in any one of these two cases. Okay. So what is P of E1 we know 1 by 2. P of A given E1 is 7 by 12 plus P of E2 is 1 by 2. P of A given E2 is 5 by 12. Let us simplify. We will get the required probability. So LCM is 24, get 7 plus 5, okay, 12 by 24, which is 1 by 2, okay. So the required probability here it is 1 by 2, understand? So from the problem it should be clear that which formula we are applying. Here we are applying the theorem of total probability, that is the second ball it may have occurred in two cases. Either the first one is red or the first one is black, still we can get second one as red. So in the two cases we are finding the total probability of A here, understand? Let's see next question. So this type models are important for 3 marks type question based on Bayes theorem. A bag contains 4 red and 4 black balls. Another bag contains 2 red and 6 black balls. One of the 2 bags is selected at random and a ball is drawn from the bag which is found to be red. Now find the probability that the ball drawn is from the first bag. So there is a bag containing 4 red and 4 black balls. So actually there are 2 bags. Suppose this is the first bag which contains 4 red and 4 black balls. There is second bag, suppose B2 contains 2 red and 6 black balls. Okay. Now one of the bag is selected at random. Now we don't know which bag it is. Maybe it is first bag or maybe it is second bag. Now one of the bag is selected at random and from that we are taking one ball. Okay. One of the bags is selected at random and a ball is drawn from this which is found to be red. So I know that the color of the ball, okay, it is red. Now find the probability that the ball is drawn from the first bag. So one of the 2 bags is selected, from that we are taking ball, we know that it is red. Now it is red means it can be coming from which one? It may be from first one or it may be from second one. Now in that we are interested in find the probability that the ball is from the first bag. So we are finding the reverse probability. Already we know the color of the ball. Now we want to find that it is coming from first bag. Okay. So we are finding the reverse probability. It is nothing but applying the Bayes theorem. Understand? So one bag selected, we don't know which one it is. From that we are taking one ball. We know the color is red. Now what is the chance that it is from first bag? So applying the Bayes theorem here. So first we will define the 2 events. Okay, we can get the red ball in either this case or this case. Okay, so let us define the events first. Let E1 is the event of selecting first bag. And E2 is the event of selecting second bag. Okay. So these are the 2 events. In these 2 events we can have the red ball, that is the common event. So here what is the probability of E1? Probability of selection of first bag, we have 2 bags, in that we are selecting one bag. So probability is 1 by 2. And probability of selecting second bag, two bags are there, in that one is in favor. So both are having the equal chance of selecting. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So if there is a third bag, out of 3 bags, one is in favor. So you can take probability of selecting the bags 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3 like this. So these are the probability of selection of bags. Now in that we are taking one ball. Okay. So what is the color of the ball? Already we know it is a red ball. So let A is the event of drawing a red ball from the bag. Now we don't know which one it is. Maybe it is first one or maybe it is second one. So A is the event of drawing a red ball from the bag. Red ball from bag. Okay. Now where we can get this red ball? Maybe it is from the first bag or maybe it is from the second bag. If I selected first bag, in that we can get red ball. If I am selected second bag, in that also we can get a red ball. So here probability of drawing a red ball from first bag. Okay, probability of drawing a red ball from the first bag is P of A given that first bag is selected. Okay, first we are selecting one bag, in that we are interested in getting red ball. So what is the probability of drawing red ball from first bag? Means first you have to select the first bag, in that we are drawing red ball. So given that already E1 is occurred, already we selected the first bag, in that what is the probability of getting red ball? So it is the P of A given E1. If I select first bag, in that what is the chance of getting red ball? Total 8 are there, in that 4 are in favor. So it is 4 by 8, which is 1 by 2. And probability of getting the red ball from second bag, drawing red ball from second bag. This is also one case. Okay, if I selected second bag, in that we are interested in getting the red ball. So how can I write the notation? It is probability of getting red ball, if it is given that we have selected the second bag. So first we are selecting bag, in that we are taking ball. If I am selected second bag, this is already occurred, in that what is the chance of getting red ball now? If I select second bag, in that also there are total 8 balls, in that how many are in favor to red? 2 are in favor. So it is 1 by 4. Now what is the probability we require? We require the probability that the ball drawn is from the first bag. Already we know the color is red. Now what is the probability that it is drawn from the first bag? We require the probability that the ball is from first bag probability that the ball is from first bag, given that already we know that it is a red ball, given that color of ball is red. So this is what we require, is written as probability of what we require. Ball drawn is from first bag, it is E1, given that already we know that the color of the ball is red. So we require P of E1 given A. Okay. So how can I write P of E1 given A? Already we know that it is red ball. Now what is the chance that it is coming from the first bag? Okay. So that is what we require. So what we can apply here? Bayes theorem. We are finding the reverse probability. Already we know the color of the ball. I am finding here it is coming from the first bag here. So by using Bayes theorem, so what is the P of E1 given A? I can write. First we write the denominator. Okay. So what is the denominator? Total probability. Now total probability of getting red ball it may have occurred in E1. So P of E1 into P of A given E1, or it may have occurred in a second bag. So selection of second bag, P of E2, in that drawing red ball. So probability of getting red ball given that second bag is selected. So these are the two cases. That is the total probability of getting the red ball. Now out of these two cases, which case we are interested here? We are interested in getting it from the first bag. So this first case is interested. Now that is what in favor we write in the numerator, P of E1 into P of A given E1. Okay. So whenever you are applying the Bayes theorem, first we write the total probability in denominator, that is all possible cases. Now out of all these cases, whichever we are interested, that case we have to write in the numerator. Okay. So it is P of E1 here 1 by 2, P of A given E1 is 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 into P of A given E2 is 1 by 4. So 1 by 2 will get cancelled. 1 by 2 by 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4. So you can take LCM, 4 is the LCM. 1 by 2 divided by 3 by 4, which is 2 by 3. Right. So the required probability that it is from the first bag, given that the color of the ball is red, it is 2 by 3. Understand? So we are applying the Bayes theorem, that is the reverse probability. Already we know the color, we are interested in finding from first bag. If I am interested that it is coming from the second bag, the problem is completed here. If the question is find the probability that the ball drawn is from the second bag, so what we are interested, P of E2 given A. Okay. So if we are interested in getting it from the second bag, so it is P of E2 given A. How can I write it? Again denominator is same, total probability. Now we are interested in getting from the second bag. So instead of writing this first case, we have to write this second case in the numerator. Okay. So this is how we apply the Bayes theorem, right? Let us see the next question. In answering a question on multiple choice test, a student either knows the answer or guesses the answer. Let 3 by 4 is the probability that he knows the answer and 1 by 4 is the probability that he guesses the answer. Now assuming that a student who guesses the answer will be correct with probability of 1 by 4. Now what is the probability that the student knows the answer given that he answered it correctly? Okay. So here the problem may be lengthy. Okay. Word form of problem is given, so it may be lengthy, but try to read, understand. Okay. You may take some time to understand, but once you understand, writing the answer is very easy here. Okay. So when you are taking 5 minutes to solve the question, you may take 4 minutes to understand the problem. But once you understand, within 1 minute you can write the answer here. Okay. So in probability there will be not many calculations, okay, simplifications, formulas, not many will be there. So it is all about thinking and understanding the problem. So once you understand, within 1 minute you can write the answer and simplify it. Okay. Just some fractions will be there, taking LCM and simplifying only. So here try to understand the question. In answering a question on multiple choice test, so there is a multiple choice test given, a student either knows the answer or guesses. Okay. So multiple choice means there will be 4 choices given, in that only one will be correct. Now whenever a question is given to the student, now there are 2 cases, either he knows the answer or he guesses the answer. Okay. Out of 4, 1 will be correct anyway. So if he knows the answer, he will answer it correctly. If he doesn't know, he will guess the answer. Okay, so the probabilities are given. Let 3 by 4 is the probability that he knows the answer. Okay, the student may not know answer for all the questions. For some questions he knows the answer. So probability that he knows the answer is 3 by 4, and 1 by 4 is the probability that he guesses the answer. Okay, some questions he don't know, so that's why he is guessing with probability of 1 by 4. Now assuming that a student who guesses the answer will be correct with probability of 1 by 4, means what? If I am guessing the answer, now if we are guessing the answer means is it always correct? We cannot say. Will it be always wrong? Again we cannot say. Okay, so if we are guessing means still there is some chance of getting it as correct answer. So what is the probability given? If a student is guessing the answer, it will be correct with probability of 1 by 4. Still there is chance that it may be correct. What is the chance? It is 1 by 4. Okay, so this is a probability when the student is guessing and the answer is correct. It is 1 by 4. Now what is the probability that the student knows the answer given that he answered it correctly? This is what already occurred, given that the student answered it correctly. So this is the event already occurred, means I am giving one question to student, he answered it correctly. Now the student answered it the question correctly means it can happen in two ways. Maybe he knows the answer, or maybe he is guessing. Even if he guesses, still the answer may be correct. Okay, so I have given the question to student, he answered it correctly, that already we know. Now in that, what is the probability that the student knows the answer? Now I am interested in finding the probability that the student knows the answer. Okay, so in how many ways you can answer the question correctly? There are two cases. The student knows the answer or the student guesses the answer. So we have to consider that two events. Let E1 is the event of student knows the answer, okay, this is one case where the student knows the answer. Another case, the student guesses the answer. This is also one possibility. So here given, what is the probability that this is already given. Okay, so what is the probability that he knows the answer? It is 3 by 4. So given probability of E1 is 3 by 4, and probability that he guesses, probability that knows the answer is 3 by 4. 1 by 4 is the probability that he guesses the answer. So P of E2 is 1 by 4, right? Now we have to define the common event. Okay, so we have to understand that the common event A, whichever we are going to define, it may have occurred in E1 or it may have occurred in E2. While defining Bayes theorem, we have taken that common event A, it may have occurred in E1 or E2, E3 up to En. So you have to understand that what is that common event. Okay, so what is the common event which has already occurred here? Answering correctly. So let A is the event that student answers the question correctly. Okay, A is the event that the student answers the question correctly. Now answering the question correctly, it may happen in two ways. Either the student knows the answer or the student is guessing the answer. Okay, so here what is the probability of student answers correctly? Okay, student answers correctly when he knows the answer. So how can I write this notation? Probability that student answers it correctly when he knows the answer. It is P of answering correctly, that is event A, given that if he knows the answer. So it is first case. So whenever I know the answer, What is the chance that I will answer it correctly? It is 1 always. This you have to understand. If you know the answer, will you mark it wrongly? No. If you know the answer, will answer it correctly only. So this is always sure event. Okay. I know the answer, I will answer it correctly. That is the sure event. So probability is 1. Okay. And probability of student answers correctly when he guesses the answer. Is, I know that he answered correctly, but there is some chance that he is guessing in that. So what is the probability of getting correct answer given that he is guessing? If he knows, then answering is always sure event. Probability is 1. But if he is guessing, when he guesses, is it always correct? No. That is what given. Assuming that the student who guesses at the answer will be correct with probability of 1/4. When he is guessing, what is the chance that the answer is correct? It is 1/4. So probability of A given E2, it is 1/4. Okay. So these are probabilities we know. Now what we require? What is the probability that the student knows the answer? Means E1, given that he answered it correctly, given that A has occurred. So we require probability of student knows the answer when he answered correctly. Is P of, we are interested in getting E1 given that he answered correctly. So we have to find P of E1 given A. Understanding? Just if we interchange the terms, the meaning of probability will change. Okay. So already we know that he answered correctly. We are interested in getting the student knows the answer, that is E1. So how to find E1 given A? You have to apply reverse probability by Bayes theorem. So by Bayes theorem, how can you write probability of E1 given A? Again we first write denominator, total probability. What is total probability? Total probability of getting the answer correct. So in how many ways we can get the answer correct here? It may be in 2 cases. Either he knows the answer or he guesses the answer. So probability of knowing the answer and answering correctly, or probability of guessing the answer and still getting is correct. These are the 2 cases. Now out of these 2 cases, which case we are interested here? We are interested in getting the first case. So write this first case in the numerator, P of E1 into P of A given E1. You can substitute and simplify. So probability of E1 is 3/4 into P of A given E1. When he knows the answer, will answer correctly always. Divide by 3/4 into 1 plus P of E2 is 1/4. P of A given E2 is 1/4. Okay, let us simplify it. We will get the answer. So divide by 4 we can cancel. 3/3 plus 1/4. 1/4 I can cancel. So remaining is 3/3 plus 1/4. So answer 12/13. The required answer is 12/13. Understanding? So we are applying the Bayes theorem here. So we have to understand that what are the 2 events, maybe 3 events, E1, E2, E3 like this. Now after defining the events and their corresponding probabilities, we have to define the common event. Okay. So clearly understand that A is the common event which may have occurred in E1 or it may have occurred in E2. Now we have to write the probability that occurrence of A1 if it is E1. Okay. From first case, what is the probability of getting the event A? Next, if I am taking E2, what is the probability of A? That is probability of A given that E2 is selected. Write the corresponding probabilities. Then whatever the probability we require out of the two cases, which case we need? Denominator we write the total probability, and numerator, what you have to write in numerator, will be writing whichever case needed. So here we have two cases, out of the two, whichever is needed we write in the numerator. If there are three cases, total probability we have to write in denominator. Out of the three, whichever we need, we are interested, that we write in the numerator again. Okay. So this is how we apply the Bayes theorem. Okay. So problem may be lengthy, but if you understand it correctly, then follow the notations, all the notations should be correct, then we can write the answer easily. Understand? Right. Let us stop here, go through up to question number 4 and also the examples given before the exercise. Go through all these questions, and any doubts you are having, please post in the group. Okay. Thank you.